Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're back today continuing on with the maintenance of the C5. We're going to be under the car today showing you how to change the transmission fluid in a manual trans car. It's a pretty simple process. It's similar to the rear as far as, you empty it with the drain plug, fill in the fill till it runs out. But we'll get under here and we'll show you where these things are. So we're going to crawl under the car here. I'm sure most of you know this if you're looking how to change your trans fluid on one of these. But the trans is in the rear on a C5. So you got your rear diff, and the trans is right there. You can kind of see it between the pipes, but the drain plug is on the passenger side, and then your fill is on the driver's side. I'm gonna get under there and crawl under and see if I can give you a little better explanation. It's kind of hard to hold the camera and get under there. As you can see, I have the car up on 4 jack stands. If you're new to this, please use jack stands. Don't trust a jack. So for a reference point, we're laying under the car. Looking back under now. Actually, that's the trans right here. That's your passenger side axle back going up and over. So when you move back here, right there is your fill plug. I'm sorry, that's your drain plug. That's your drain right there. And the way you take the drain out is it's just a 3/8 socket, 3/8 extension. Put the extension in, turn it, screw it out. Hopefully it comes out a lot easier. That's your fill on the other side. We're over on the driver's side now. Already over under here. I unplugged my temp sensor, so that just plugs in there. I'll show you this on camera. You just pull the tab up and pull it out, and then you got to unscrew that. And like the rear, we're going to take the fill out first, so you're not stuck with an empty trans if you can't get the fill out for whatever reason. And you can see the tag on the side there. It's Dexron 3 ATF. That's what we're putting back in here. Nothing fancy. I have read of guys using like Synchromesh with some results. Some guys say it's great, some guys say it sucks. We're going with the factory recommendation. You can't really go wrong with the factory recommendation. Are some fluids better? Yeah, especially 20 years later. I really didn't research enough. I just got to the point where it's like, I got to do some maintenance on this car. So for now, we're going with the Dex 3. All right, so I'm running into the same problem I ran into yesterday. I cannot get the fill plug out. I cannot get the drain plug out. They're both that tight. Again, the car's an 02. If the diff fluid's any indication, I would bet these have been in there since 02. I don't think they've ever been changed. It's always shifted a little notchy. I know it's a C5 thing, but this seems to be worse than most. I've driven a couple other ones. My buddy's driven a bunch of these. He had one. Drove my car. It's like, man, this is the worst shifting C5 I've ever been in. So yeah, so it probably needs a fluid change, and here we are. But like yesterday, I can't get them out, so we're doing the same process as we did yesterday. Right now they're soaking with penetrating oil. I'm going to put some heat on the drain. One thing I will say, your fill plug, the sensors there, the trans temp sensors there, do not hit that with fire. That would be bad. So we're hoping the penetrating oil can at least break that one loose. All right, so it's been soaking for a bit. I do not know what size that is. I have a 1-inch wrench and a 22 mil. It is bigger than a 22, smaller than a 1. I guess we're going to go with the adjustable. I despise adjustables, but right now I think that's our best option. All right, so I got the adjustable on there. I broke it loose. It was a pain. It's coming out. There's going to be little sensors on the back, like a little probe type looking. That's your sensor. You can see there's some kind of sealant on there. I'm not quite sure what that is, but there's something on there. Okay, so now we're on the drain. Like I explained earlier, you literally just put your extension in there, 3/8 drive, and then you just turn it. It should back out. We'll see if we get it. If not, we're gonna heat this one up. So obviously put your drain pan in place. Kind of goes without saying, but I'm just gonna back this out and let it drain. Once it gets so far, I usually do just take it out by hand. I'm not sure how much it's gonna run out, so just make sure you have your pan ready and positioned. See it coming up, and that is just black and feels fairly thin. So we'll let this drain for a bit and go from there. Just do a little comparison here, you know, for those that don't know, like that's the cap off the fresh fluid. It's white on the bottom. That's what ATF should look like. It's red. That's black. I mean, obviously, you know, even if you change it normal service intervals, change your oil, it doesn't look like it does when it goes in. I get that, but to me that is just crazy. So that was probably offering next to no protection on the internals of the trans, so it was so deteriorated. So hopefully this makes a little difference and there was no damage done. All right, so we're back into the car, and you just want to put your plug back in, wipe it down. Gonna want to wipe all that excess fluid that kind of set on the back of the trans there. So wipe the threads down, wipe the threads down in the trans, and go from there. So the drain plug's back in. We have the pump running to the fill side, and you want to just fill this up until you have fluid running out. It's about 3.5 quarts. And it's going over there. My wife don't want to be on camera, but she's operating the pump, and I'm waiting for it to come out. So that is how you know you're full. It was dripping out more than that. I have it draining into a rag. I made a puddle. I made a mess. We had hose issues at first. I'm out. So as you can see, you got to wipe down your exhaust, wipe down all the fluid, all the mess you make. But that's how you know it's full. When it's dripping out of the fill hole, you are full of fluid. What it looks like when it's back together. Plug your sensor in, tighten that up, tighten your fill. You're gonna want to run it, check for leaks. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm gonna go take a shower, head to work. I'm all nasty with transmission fluid, but again, sensor just plugs back in, make sure it clips into place, and simple as that. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. That's gonna wrap up our video on how to change trans fluid on a manual trans C5 Vet. Pretty straightforward process. Not much to it. If you're using a pump, make sure it doesn't fall out of either the bottle or the trans while you're pumping it in. My wife's holding the other end. She may or may not be covered in transmission fluid right now. But all in all, it wasn't a bad process. The plugs fought me a little bit there, getting them out, but a little bit of penetrating oil. It came right out. So not a big deal. So again, hopefully these little C5 maintenance tip videos are helpful for you and help keep your car on the road a little longer. So thanks for tuning in. If the video did help, you liked it, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and maybe I'll see you in the lanes.